Okie dokie. Hello. Let me just adjust a little bit. Okay, whatever. Hello everyone. Today in Finland, Finland's biggest annual Pride Parade is happening. Or right now people are in a park, just having picnics and stuff. But earlier today was the parade, and unfortunately I wasn't able to participate because I'm not in Helsinki, in the capital where that is organized. So instead I'm just having my own pride here, you know. Who needs a pride week when they can be the pride every day? No, it's unfortunate because I haven't been able to attend like since 2000. When was the last time I attended? No wait, I did actually. I think I attended last year's summer. That is true. Okay. You know, the pandemic really fucked this up for everything. Everyone knows. So that also affected my ability to, for anyone's ability to go to Pride parades, because those were not organized. Anyway, because I'm taking care of my own dogs, I won't be able to participate, unfortunately. Well, anyways, that's okay. Instead, I was thinking of today having a little bit of like a Pride-related stream, and I don't know why I came up with this idea. Well, I started to reminisce, whatever, the past. I think I also kind of like, I think I read an article about like the pressure young men in Finland have of being straight. And in that article they mentioned that maybe people who figure themselves out tend to lean towards wanting to find a label, right? And I remember myself being like that too. Like when I realized, like, okay, certainly there's something like here, something is here. I went and googled all kinds of labels. Luckily, it only lasted like 1 year or 2 when I realized that there's no point in it for me, personally, because why should I stress myself out about categorizing myself and then living up, like dealing with the generalizations of those categorizations. So I was just like, you know, I'll just be me, you know. And I think I have clipped this earlier too in another stream. I was talking about like these things earlier during the spring. But yeah, I remember, you know, I did few of these quizzes too you find on the internet, and I think those are just hilarious. And I was thinking maybe I should maybe I could today do those tests and see what they say, and then compare it to my lived experiences. During my life. Okay? I don't know. I'm just like, this is gonna be like a chat chill stream, not too long. And yeah, I'm just like, because I haven't been able to like celebrate Pride this year or attend to the manifest with my friends. I thought it was, what the heck happened? I decided to capture cursor and now it's not doing it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Nice, nice. But yeah, it's like this will be a substitute. Also, I think because I'm still at the beginning of my streaming and stuff. I think this is these kind of streams are also good for, you know, for those who wanna get to know me better, like who this streamer is. I don't know. This will open conversations, if nothing else. These kind of quizzes, because of course the questions will bring out all kinds of thoughts, right? Yeah, I was thinking maybe today I can just like talk about my queer experience, where I am, where I have been to, and kind of like see these quizzes and talk about the process of kind of figuring myself out. I don't know, kind of stuff like that, because I think it's like, I think these kind of resources are valuable. I don't think there can be enough of them, right? I think it's just good to highlight different kinds of various stories, as many as possible, so those who grow up can have those surrounding them, so they can use it like, oh, okay, so there's so many different experiences, so mine's also like special. What does I'm feeling lucky mean? Doodle. Canada Day. Okay, cool. No. So I guess, wonder what is it. I guess the one of the most usual one is just about being gay. So I guess we start with that. I remember I remember, I don't know if you have, am I infected, ready, am I imi, meaning of am I wrong, am I dreaming, am I skaikata, how do you use the am I wrong, imi, what is the meaning of am I wrong, am I right, imi, again, meaning, am I loving, am I correct, am I pregnant, am I going insane, am I gay, oh, here it is, WikiHow, am I gay quiz, gay test, take this picture based sexuality quiz. I don't know if you guys have watched Scum. It's a Norwegian TV series, and the third, oh well, my Chrome is in Japanese, so this will be delightful. I don't know, have you seen Scum? It's like the third season is about like these two dudes. As you can see, they're in a gay relationship. Damn, what were their names? Even. What were their names? Even Isak. Yeah, Isak. Isak is like, oh, what, am I gay? And in one scene, he actually takes the gay quiz. He takes a gay quiz. Let's actually see if we can find Scum Isak makes gay quiz. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, I'm gonna put the music off for a while. Let's see.
Homo? Så homo?
No, that's not, this is not the one. Let's see. Oh, that's the same one. Ah. Fuck. Oh well, Nick Nelson also did in Heartstopper? Oh, okay. Well, you know these scenes. You know these scenes. You know them if you've seen them. It was just delightful. Every time I think about gay tests, I think about the one that Isak makes in Scum. I think about that scene. It was so heartwarming and adorable. And the questions were like, do you wear this bag or something like that? I guess should we start with WikiHow? WikiHow is, as we know, the best place to be, right? Okay, let's go with that. I don't know what is this a good stream idea? Is this boring or not? But I think this is delightful. I mean, yesterday's AI stream too. I wasn't sure about it, but it turned out to be fucking hilarious. So we can see what happens today. Am I gay? When was this made? How do you know if you're gay? There's a whole spectrum of romantic and sexual orientation, and ultimately you get to choose whatever label feels like. One thing that has changed is like I feel like when I googled these things, no one talked about romantic and sexual orientation separately. I think that appeared a bit later, or like maybe spread a bit more. So nowadays it's much more recognized, like the differences between romantic and sexual. When I was googling stuff, it was like both romantic and sexual at the same label. Yeah, and ultimately you get to choose whatever label feels right. But it can be tough to figure it all out, so we've created a quiz to help you explore how you feel about your sexuality and start to find some answers within yourself. Oh man. The fact that this introduction does not resonate with me anymore is like... It's been so long since I was last like confused about anything. Yeah, feels good, man. Can recommend. Oh shit, do I need to like count the... Oh, start quiz. Okay, there we go. Okay. Have you ever had feelings for a same-sex gender? What the fuck am I saying? For a same gender close friend. Oh yes. I think so, that's why I'm taking this quiz. Wait, what's the difference between friendship and a crush? Don't think so, but we're so close people joke that we're dating. Nope, we're just friends. Have you ever... I think so. I'm certain because I know I have. And so sad because all of them are straight. I've never had a crush. No, that's actually a lie. But no, close friend. I love my like... All of those who are actually like my close friends or have been close friends have all been straight. And that's like a sad thing. The saddest. Well, I don't know, maybe not straight every one of them, but none of them were interested in me and they were dating guys, so... feels tough, man. Okay, and anyway. I think so. That's why I'm taking this quiz. Yes. Have you ever kissed someone or wanted to kiss someone of the same gender? Obviously, definitely, and it was great. Actually, my first kiss was when I was 10, and I was with my best friend back then, and I don't remember. I brought it up, the suggestion that, hey, do you want to like kiss? And then I was like, yeah, do you like want to practice for future partners? And so we ended up kissing. I liked it. I haven't done it. Yeah, but I'm not sure how I felt about it. Nope, not interested. Definitely, and it was great. Yeah, definitely, it was great. How do you feel about queer characters in TV shows and movies? Oh, I've totally watched shows just for the queer ships and storylines. I kind of feel like I can identify with queer characters. I know these queer characters, but I don't feel strongly about them. I like the positive representation, but they don't stand out to me. I watch such crap shit. I've read so much crap just because of the queer. Man, at one point I own like it has gone to that, like I increasingly just reduce the amount of like cis straight content of everything. If I know that there's no queer representation, I'm like, meh. Next. When someone asks you who you're crushing on, a name comes to mind immediately, and it's someone of the same gender. I make up a name or pick someone random. I literally don't get the big deal about crushes. I talk about someone of the opposite sex who I'm genuinely crushing on. A name comes to mind immediately. Yeah, it's so weird. Like some of these people in my life I've known over a decade, and I used to have crushes on them, and I still have a crush on them. I think those crushes are just never going away. It's sad. It's like I meet them and I'm like, oh shit, alright, yeah, this person is delightful. And sometimes I still see dreams in which we end up together, and then I wake up like, oh shit, false hope. It's been over a decade, but I'm still hoping. There are few people, like, if this life situation would be correct, like a good. If I was in a life situation where a relationship would be like with a person I maybe would like to be a long time. I don't know. If a life situation would be good, I would probably say still yes to all of those crushes, because they are all delightful people. Yeah, I remember once I met this one friend who I'd had like a mad crush. I ended up being very hyper about her. And I met her like after like a few years, and we hadn't met. And I remember we were sitting on couches next to each other, and I just suddenly felt like all flushed, and I was like, oh no. And I found my mind just wandering into a specific scenario in my head. You can imagine, steamy one. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm not over it. I don't think most of the people I have had crushes on will never ever go away. I think I'll always have them like especially in my mind. Has anyone ever asked you if you were gay? People pretty much assume that about me all the time. I've been asked that once or twice. No one has directly asked if I'm gay, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. If they did ask, never. People assume I'm straight. People pretty much assume. Yeah, I never really have to come out of the closet except for being non-binary. Like, it was actually my father who brought me to a pride parade for the first time. He was like, let's go watch this parade. And I was like, what is this? And then from then on, I always went every year. And sometimes I went to multiple different parades in different cities and countries. Like, at best I went to 4 pride parades. One in Helsinki, one in Turku. I went to Stockholm Pride. I think it was the like Europe Pride, but it was like held in Stockholm. And then one very small one in Hanko, which is like three Finnish places, and then one Swedish, the capital. It was pretty great. Yeah, I've been living very prideful life. After I learned about it, was also funny because my father brought me to the pride. I was maybe 11 or 12, either one, and 11 probably. And I didn't really know any vocabulary or anything, but after that one pride, I started watching like all these YouTube videos and all these like I read Tumblr. I went to internet. I learned so much. Okay, but yeah, people assume it like I've never really been, well, maybe with my grandma, but otherwise like I don't think I have ever met anyone who assumed I was straight like very strongly. Yeah, and it's also probably because I have, at one point I always wore some kind of accessory. Like I used to have only this one backpack with me, and it had like pins on it. And one of them was fuck off average, and it had a rainbow on it. And you know what? I got that as my 13 year, what is it? Like 13th birthday from my father. He has pushed his gay agenda on me very aggressively, it seems. But I remember I wore that for years and years until I don't know, I think it broke. I think I fixed it, but I'm not sure. But I stopped using that particular backpack. Backpack. Such an annoying word. Anyway, yeah, but I think it is telling about my like growth environment, or like the people I grew up with, that I got like as my 13th birthday present a pin that says "fuck off average" with rainbow on it. So yeah. When you imagine yourself, when you imagine being in a relationship, what do you picture? I can only see myself with someone of the same sex. I'm not sure. Any gender seems okay. I'll probably be with someone of this opposite sex. I can only see myself with someone of the opposite sex. And this one is very interesting because until I was like maybe 12, I didn't really see myself in any kind of relationship. Like, sure, I was interested in some of my friends, but I guess until then it really never appealed to me, the idea of being in a relationship. Until something happened, and it's not, I think for me it wasn't that I actually was like, for example, a romantic or a sexual, but more of like some kind of inner emotional block, because I had been denying very aggressively all kind of romantic things, and not that I wasn't interested, but it was like very active sometimes. Because I remember I was watching this series, I wonder, yeah, let me see the name of the TV series. I wonder what the TV series is. Okay, but what is the series? What? What? The Charmed Ones. Is that the name of it? There's so many ads. Why don't they show the name of the series here? I don't know. Well, if you've seen this, you know this series. And I remember I was watching it, and then something happened, and I was like, okay, I'll let loose and I'll fantasize. And then there it came. All the cravings of someone, loneliness, and I had a mad crush on Prue. I don't know, Prue was just amazing. And there started my heavy I really heavily fell into that, like, oh, I wished I had someone kind of category, which not very strongly. I still had like the feelings of, no, I'm fine with myself, I'm fine by myself. Also, I found it like, I was thinking like I wasn't ready for relationships, which I wasn't. So I was like, I'm only allowed to be in a relationship when I'm ready, like mentally, like well enough. Well, that didn't end well. I ended up breaking that promise a few times, but yeah, I started to be more like open for the idea of romance, although I didn't see myself in romantic relationship like in reality. But yeah, I allowed myself to watch romantic movies, for example, for the first time, without like being all about it, you know. And yeah, I think, yeah, that was definitely healthy, if anything. So yeah, but when I imagine myself in the future in some kind of relationship, I really wasn't able to like kind of like imagine a partner. I did fantasize living with my friends who I had crushes on, so maybe this one, yeah. I think it has changed. Back then I was like very strict about it, in a way, like I could not see myself in any kind of relationship with any kind of guy. I think that started to change in late high school, maybe. I just realized that a drawing on the wall has 6 legs. No, 5 legs on a giraffe that has like a head of a cat. Definitely a drawing made by my cousin. Anyways, distraction. Yeah. Nowadays, I think I'm a little bit more open. I have dated one cis male once. Left me feeling like a bit like yeah. But you know, I still struggle with the idea of seeing myself like in a long relationship. Ideally, I would have a very close friend. We would be best friends. We would maybe go and hook up with random people and maybe be in like friends with benefits kind of thing. And then at some point, like after a decade, end up being together when we realize that we have been doing pretty fine so far. That's like the ideal idea. There was also the idea, I wasn't able to picture future either when I was younger. You know, I was pretty fucking deep in depression, and when I was a teenager. So, in general, imagining future was pretty difficult. But yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna put the any gender seems okay. Yeah. I do like nowadays when someone asks for a label, I just say pansexual, so any gender. How would you feel about identifying as gay? Yeah, that feels right. It honestly makes me a little nervous, but also kind of fits. I'm not sure how I feel. No, I really don't think that's me. You know, gay is an interesting word because I feel like it is like both strictly about homosexuals, but then also like a vague umbrella term for like all kinds of like people who strongly are lean towards same sex or same gender people. Do you guys also feel it? Because I myself, like for example, I'm like, yeah, I'm so gay. Well, I'm actually pansexual, but it feels like gay could be like an umbrella term. At least like in the groups I have hung out with. Have you ever felt attracted to someone of the same gender? Oh yes, absolutely. People of the same gender are just objectively more attractive. I don't know. I don't know. I think there are many attractive people of all kinds of genders. Yeah. Back in the days when I was in elementary school, I remember we were taking showers with my friends, and I always just ended up just looking at them. I was like, okay, maybe this is a bit inappropriate. Maybe I should look away. Yeah. Yeah. Don't have those memories anymore because I don't take showers with anyone or go to anywhere. You know. How do you feel about dating someone of the opposite gender? I'm not interested. That would feel like a chore. I wouldn't mind. I've either wanted to do it or have done it. Maybe, but I'm not really interested in anyone. I'd definitely date someone of the opposite gender. How do you feel? Maybe. Maybe. That's how I feel. I feel like maybe. This is what I'm gonna answer in the future if someone asks me how I feel about anything. I don't know. I think I do find myself feeling more comfortable with other non-binary people, which is interesting. For me, in a way, opposite gender would be both woman and men, which is like hilarious. No, I don't know. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I currently I'm not interested in anyone. Yeah, I don't know what the future brings. Do you ever fantasize about being with someone of the same gender? Yeah, pretty often. Yeah. When you imagine kissing or being intimate with a future partner, how do you feel? As long as I'm with someone I really like, that sounds great. Yeah. If you scroll through your feed or For You page, do you see content from Cree? Yeah. There's really nothing else. Okay, so am I gay? You might be gay. Yay. Okay. Am I asexual? Am I bisexual? Am I lesbian? Should we do... Let's explore. Does he like me quiz? Am I dating a narcissist? Quiz. Men type quiz. Do I have a crush? Quiz. When will I get a boyfriend? Quiz. Do I like him? Quiz. Am I polyamorous? That's an interesting one. Let's see. Am I being gaslighted? Quiz. Oh my god, I didn't realize how many of these there are. Social anxiety test. Let's take bisexual and asexual quizzes. Okay, polyamorous. Involves being in multiple romantic relationships at a time with the express knowledge and informed consent of all partners. It is a type of open relationship that follows certain guidelines agreed upon the people involved. It's different from monogamy or the practice of having just one committed partner at a time. Yeah, polyamorous, I don't know, I've always been pretty interested in open relationships, but I'm so tired, I don't want to like bother. So I've said to my like partners, like if they want to see someone else, I'm like open for it, but I'm too lazy to like hold on to multiple partners at the same time. So when we have like discussed about it, like I've been just like, yeah, I'm fine, but I'm too tired. Like even maintaining this one relationship is a bit too much. But I myself, I think I would be pretty much okay with like having a partner who sees other people too. Yeah, it really depends on what one wants from a relationship, right? You know, what kind of arrangement. Oh my god. This made me realize I am polyamorous. I'm so happy. Thanks for literally helping me know who I am. Okay, apparently this is a good quiz. Okay, so what are your thoughts on committed relationships? Not a fan. I don't like being tied down to one person. I really don't have an opinion. I'm open to having one partner or multiple. Committed relationships are all I know. I'm not sure if I could ever branch out. Love them. Having one partner to give my love to works best for me. Yeah, never really. It just seems like a bother. But this might be less about that like attraction kind of thing. I'm not sure. You know, I've always like I've been always like, especially lately I've been thinking about it, like why would your first relationships be meant to like last? Because isn't just healthy to see as many people as possible before deciding to commit on a relationship, right? So in a way, what point is there to commit to a monogamous relationship with someone if you know it's not gonna even last? It's your like first relationship or second or third or fourth or fifth, you know? I don't see I don't see myself in a committed relationship in a long time. I don't think myself. I think there's so much I have learned from my previous partners. I think there might be a lot more to learn too, like if I'm gonna end up dating in the future too. I've never wanted to like really into a determined relationship. Most of the time, like my relationship have been the kind that we've been doing things and I'm like, yeah, cool, man, and then we are not in a relationship, and then I kind of go with it. Like one of my relationship was like, he basically said like, you know, I'm strictly monogamous. Let's be committed. So I was like, fine, let's be in a relationship then. But it hasn't been really anything I've been desiring that much. Yeah. Also, like, just because if you commit to someone, you have to start arranging your life situation like that. And I'm still studying, so you know, who knows what I'll do after I like finish my studies. Where am I gonna finish my studies? I might apply to a master's degree in some other country entirely or something like that, you know, and then ending up in work life somewhere totally different. So I don't understand why people try to look for committed relationships during their studies unless they are doing something very like straightforward, like being a doctor and they want to stay in the country. Sure, but I think for me, like, I've never really understood why would anyone want to, for example, go to a committed relationship during high school. Like, that seems like the worst idea of all. That sounds like the worst timing ever to go into a relationship, right? I think university is the same. Yeah. So I guess I'm not a fan. Hello, Puppet Bow. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I am just talking about the queer things and relationships, taking tests. How are you doing? I'm also sorry I forgot to review your art yesterday. I was preoccupied after the stream, and today I woke up very late, so it came to my mind when I started the stream, but. Yeah, I might answer to you or give you a comment on the drawing after this stream. Anyways, okay, how many people have you crushed on at once? From what I've seen, it's bad timing, but helps with future experiences. It's all good. Don't worry about the art. Thanks. But yeah, bad timing, but helps with future experiences. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think, yeah, it's good to gather experience. I mean, like, for me, it would be a red flag. For me personally, with my own experiences, it would be a red flag to meet someone who it has been in one relationship or 0 relationships coming to me like, I want to commit with you. I would be like, no, bro, no. Like, I can be with you for a time, but I would not want to commit to you because I think it's so, you learn so much about being with different people, like how they approach you, how they are with you, how they communicate with you, how you want to be with them, how much like kind of like space and time and arrangements and stuff like that, and you learn much about yourself and your communication styles and your own problems in relationships. Yeah, I think people should just experiment as much as possible. And well, I'm not religious, so I also encourage people to have sex with multiple people because they will learn more about their own bodies and other people's bodies and how to touch with like other people and have communication skills and stuff, and you know, see what works out and what doesn't. And then you can be more specific because then you know like your preferences, so you know what you are looking for if you want to commit to someone. Like, you know, okay, these kind of things I do want, and then maybe yeah, and you also maybe learn to compromise. Yeah, I think there's only pluses for relationship. I would say the same, but I really struggled to get any of the relations I've had. Yeah, this is all in theory in a way. I've been to only a few relationships. That is plentiful for someone. I kind of like ended up with them. I've never actively pursued a relationship nor wanted one, but I've ended up in one. So I think that in itself explains why I'm single now. There's a reason why they didn't last. And throughout the whole, like with the other one, we knew it was gonna end during a due date. We actually ended up breaking up before the date, but yeah. And the other one, I was constantly like, yeah, there's this possibility, so let's just have fun for now, and then, you know, we're probably gonna break up. And so we did also. So I think as long as my attitude is this and my own wishes are this, I don't think for me a relationship of any kind is gonna be like a good idea. I'm much more preferring friends with benefits, you know. It's much more chill, you know. There's no pressure in being there for the other person and stuff like that. How many people have you crushed on at once? Well, I just mentioned that I still have crushes on people I had crush on like a decade ago, unfortunately, and it's fortunate. Like, unfortunately, in that, like, when I meet them, I get this false hope, and sometimes I see dreams of them where we end up being together, which is sad and heartbreaking when you wake up. But yeah, I'd say at least 2 people at once. Would it be cool with your partner kissing another person? Yes, of course. I would be encouraging them. Yeah, it's like the ultimate relationship would be like we could go to somewhere and just like encourage each other to approach other people, I guess. Although there is the aspect of me being lazy. I would be maybe... It would really depend on what kind of relationship it is. But like, I think I would be open, and I would encourage someone if, for example, thinking about the sex life, if with me sex life would not be fulfilling, I would totally encourage them to seek out other people to like patch those holes, I guess. Oh shit, that wording. Patch up those like or get those needs met. Yeah. Okay. You spent almost 6 months with your partner. How are you feeling? A little trapped, honestly, being with the same person for so long is stressful. Yes. I don't know. It's either one of these. Am I happy that we made it 6 months far? It really depends on the relationship. If it's an unhappy relationship, I would be like, why have we come this far? If it's a happy relationship, then sure. I'm gonna go with that one. Do you think it's possible to romantically love more than one person at a time? I mean, absolutely. It's the same with like, I love many people. Not many people, but some people. At the same time. My little sis, my father, Lil Miss. Okay. Do you feel comfortable discussing non-traditional boundaries with your partner? Yes, I'm cool with anything as long as my partner is comfortable. I'm open to the idea, but I might have some like some things. I mean, I think that this one applies because I have not been to an open relationship really ever. So, yeah. With my first ex, I remember we were drunk and we were talking about like the future, and we had broken up at that point already, but I remember we both agreed that it would be amazing to participate in orgies and just have open relationships. So I think that is telling. Do you feel fulfilled by your partner or by your last partner? No, I don't. I just feel like there's something missing in my relationship. Kind of, but I don't feel completely satisfied. I think so. I feel happy about 80% of the time, which is expected. Absolutely, my partner fulfills a lot of my needs. By your last partner, okay. This is kind of awkward. My ex watches some of my streams sometimes. Oh well, hello. Do you feel fulfilled? No. Yeah, no. What was the worst part of your last relationship? Oh shit. Okay, I didn't feel capable of meeting all my partner's needs. I didn't really know what I wanted in the relationship. I felt that I was more invested in the relationship than my ex was. I couldn't see myself sharing the rest of my life with them. I think it's multiple of this. I think it's like this or this. I'm gonna go with this because I think this is like exhaustive answer. Like, I think it's due to multiple reasons one could not see themselves sharing their life with their partner. What do you think is the biggest drawback of polyamory? I don't like the stigma surrounding it. It's really unfamiliar territory for me. I like monogamy and I'm unsure if I want to branch out. The lack of exclusivity really bothers me. I don't know. When I think about like polyamorous relationship, I imagine myself being like, I can imagine multiple kinds. Like one of like multiple friends with benefits kind of relations. And then if there was like, I was committed to someone. Again, I see myself like I would, if I had more energy and more interest in social relationships, maybe I would be also one like trying to meet multiple people. But I could imagine myself like I would have one person and we have jolly time together. And then I go home and play video games and they can do whatever they want, you know? But yeah, it's like, I don't know. But maybe I'm gonna go with the unfamiliarity because, you know, I haven't been in one. Do you ever feel tired or drained when you spend lots of time with multiple people? For sure, I definitely need my space. No one needs to even question that. Do you think you could be romantic with more than one person? Absolutely. I love the idea. Do I love the idea? I don't know if I love it, but I think I could be. Yeah. What's your biggest priority in a relationship? Transparency, flexibility, trust, exclusivity. Holy shit, this is a red flag. If this is your biggest priority in a relationship, I think run away from yourself. No. If someone says that their biggest priority in relationship exclusivity, that sounds like a major red flag for jealousy and manipulation and like unflexibility. Yeah, I'd say. Out of these three, I think all of them are important. But I think transparency. I think it's very good, at least in my previous relationship. It has helped that I've been transparent with what's going on. So, you know. You are likely polyamorous. Well, that is a surprise, isn't it? What then? Am I bisexual? I remember I did take bisexual tests too a few times. I mostly took when I was... Are you BTS gay? What the fuck is this? What? Oh, are BTS gay? I thought it read are you BTS gay? But this is just uncomfortable. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm so sad seeing this. Like, this is not it. Make a quiz. What do you think? Are BTS gay? Like, no. Don't make quizzes about other people's identities. Like, please respect them. Bruh. And even the fact that it's being advertised. Like, hey, what do you think? Let's enforce these different speculations and ideas. Rolo. Okay, now we're starting. Yeah, Rolo doesn't agree with this either. It's just disgusting, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, Rolo. He went to dungeon. Personally, I look for monogamy because I have been pushed / forced to try an open relationship and kind noped out. I found out she was already seeing people. Yeah, totally understandable. I'm very sorry you had to experience that. And totally not the way to go. Anything. Yeah. No one should be forced to anything in any situation. I've been I don't think I have been like forced to do anything. Yeah. My ex, who really strictly wanted monogamy, it was kind of like but then again I kind of like went with it because I don't have the energy to see people, so or the time, so yeah. But in the future, depends on life situation. How would you feel if a person of the same gender... Oh right, the bisexual quiz. Yeah, I've done this. I remember I did this and I felt a bit repulsed taking it because I had never like really imagined myself with anyone else but like non-binary people or a woman. So I was like, But yeah, let's make, am I bisexual? We at least know that I might be gay and I might be polyamorous. So let's do the bisexual quiz then. Well, how would you feel if a person of the same gender asked you for a number? I'd be flattered, but I'd let them know I'm not interested. I'd be curious about getting to know them better. I'd be thrilled. I mean, I wouldn't. What do they look like? What would they look like? I'd be thrilled if it was someone very nice looking, my vibes. Like, you know, if I vibed with them, I'd be thrilled. I never would be nervous, probably. Oh, actually. I take that back. I have been in a situation like that and I was very nervous. I'm gonna go with this because... Like, how would I know? What do they look like? When you think about long-term relationship, who do you imagine as your partner? Long-term, you. I see myself with someone who identifies as the same gender as me. I could see myself with a partner of any gender, including non-binary or gender-expansive people. I'd be happy with a man or a woman. I see myself with someone who identifies as the opposite. I gotta admit, I do find myself much more comfortable with non-binary people for some reason. How's your knowledge of LGBTQ plus pop culture? I guess with these questions they mean to like check if you have been thinking about being queer and then just have ended up like learning a lot about it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm an expert on everything from queer ships to gay slang. I probably know more about queer content and influencers than most people. I'd say I have average knowledge. I'm not super up to date with gay pop culture. To be honest, I am not super up to date. But I'm gonna say I have an average knowledge because, you know, sometimes, you know, internet, like, you know, you see thumbnails and those, if they were made well, they give you the basic idea, you know? Have you ever fantasized about someone of the same gender? Oh yeah, oh yes, oh yes. Fantasize about people of different gender? Oh, sometimes, yeah. Yeah. Have you ever kissed someone of the same gender? Yes. Of course. Have you ever had romantic feelings for a friend of the same gender? Yes, certainly had a crush. Yeah. Multiple times. It's so sad. It's so sad. Do people ever ask you if you're bisexual or queer? People assume, again, no one has ever had to ask me. They just confirm it. And usually I just do it myself because I know they know. Like, you know, you get the vibes. You get the vibes that someone is liberal, you know? From how they talk about things and stuff, what they bring up. All my friends, for some reason, just have happened to naturally be selected as, like, from the like queer spectrum. Like, I don't have that many just straight friends, maybe one, and that is also a distant one, so that's it. Have you ever felt butterflies around someone of the same gender? For sure. Oh, do I? Yeah, I'm gonna say that, like, there's been multiple different people. Why did you decide to take this quiz? I'm taking this just for fun. How do you feel about putting a label on your sexual identity or attraction? This one, yeah, labels can be helpful, obviously, especially if you're trying to figure yourself out, you know, and also like kind of, because when you, it's also like, I do encourage people to, in a way, read about labels, because I think that will just make it clear how diverse the human experience is in general. And I think the more you like study and investigate, the more you will be figuring also yourself out, asking yourself different questions. So in a way, I do think like labels can be tools to kind of navigate your own navigate that kind of like a self exploration. But I also think labels can be, at some point, if you can't get past like kind of like a strict categorization and stress over it, then I think there might be a little bit of harm there that is unnecessary. Personally, I don't like using labels, obviously. I don't know, not obviously. I don't know. I just don't see the point anymore, because I have found a place where I just know pretty much who I am or where I am, you know? So, you know, and I don't like to stress about it in a way, because, you know, when with labels you categorize yourself, and they are often like, when you categorize yourself, you do set yourself some kind of borders in a way, but it might change, you know, because we are in different like life situations, also our brains develop and change. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just chilling. But I do like non-binary and pansexual, like if someone really needs me to put myself under labels, like that has happened few times when people have been like, okay, but what are some labels you would use? So that's when I say like pansexual or non-binary nowadays. Labels are confusing and or necessary. They can be. Yeah, I remember I was like, when I was especially when I was thinking about my own gender identity. Oh my gosh, demi boy, demi girl, gender fluid. Oh my god, there was so many. Those are just the ones that came to my mind straight up. But it was so confusing. I never really thought about it before. I have. When I imagine kissing or being intimate with a future partner, how do you feel? As long as I'm with someone I really like, that sounds great. Have you ever thought about crushes or feelings of attraction were different from other people's? Okay, I probably question my sexuality more than other people. But yeah, if I think about myself in elementary school, definitely. You know, there was this funny, you might be bisexual or queer. So I am gay, I'm bisexual, and I'm polyamorous. Let's do the asexual test. That's just for fun. I mean, it's like, I remember I was in elementary school, and I think it was on 6th grade, so the last grade of elementary school, when I was hanging out with my friends, and I was like very much thinking about these queer things. And I remember I was also like, I had a mad crush on my friend. And I was like, maybe there's a possibility that she could be bisexual. And I remember we were like on a break, and I asked like this group of people I hang out with, like, okay, which one would you choose? And this is such a loaded question, but I was a desperate child, okay? I asked them, would you rather be in all of these friends of mine were girls, and that I know of, they all are still identifying as cis females. I asked them, would you rather be in an unhappy relationship with a man or happy relationship with a woman? One of them was very homophobic. But later on, I heard that she had ended up with a trans person, so I guess something changed when she grew up. But yeah, I remember I was asking these loaded questions and felt pretty much lost. I was like, what is wrong with you people? Why aren't you like thinking about these things? Yeah, I felt very, very alone with that. Yeah, but anyway, how do you feel about physical touch and physical intimacy? Strongly against it. I like my personal space. I like hugging and cuddling, but I don't want to do much more. I like kissing, but nothing more intense. I wouldn't mind being physically intimate with my partner. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind. The last time you had a crush on someone. I can't think of the last time I had a crush. It was on a really close friend I've known for a long time. Random stranger I found attractive. Nah, I'd say when your friends point out someone who's attractive, I don't get it at all. I can see they're objectively attractive, but I don't feel attracted to them. I kinda get it, but I don't react like my friends. I totally get it. Yeah, I think we are not gonna get a strong probability out of this one. When other people talk about wanting to have sex, I don't see the appeal and find myself not wanting to discuss it as much as other people do. I feel neutral, or I could relate like 10% of the time. I can only picture having sex with someone I have strong emotional bond. I can definitely relate. I'd say it's between these two. I wonder which one is like more me. I'd say I'm going with that. What do you imagine when picturing a future relationship? I'm not interested in any kind of relationship. I can picture a close emotional relationship with anything sexual, without anything sexual. I could see myself getting physical after I get to know someone. I want to connect with my future partner physically and emotionally. I mean, yeah, I guess I could see myself physical in a relationship. I could see myself like maybe sometimes being with more of a stranger, but not that much. I don't know. How good can sex be with a person you have absolutely no idea of, you know? Because like it's such a long process, right? I'm a strong believer that sex is rarely good on the first go with someone new, because you have to learn that, right? But I would definitely see myself maybe making out with someone. Maybe. When your friends talk about... Oh, I would first need to know if they have any kind of diseases they would maybe spread. But yeah, anyway. When your friends talk about their latest hookup crush, how do you feel? I'm not at all interested. Can we change this topic? I feel pretty meh, sometimes I get bored. I'll play along and act engaged, but I can't personally relate. I actively participate in conversations. Isn't it just basic human decency to, like, if a friends want to talk about something, you know? Because of course I'm interested in my friends' happiness and goings. Does the idea of sex make you uncomfortable? Sometimes, yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's more about just me being, for example, being non-binary. I deal with a lot of, like, I myself deal a lot of with body dysphoria, which makes it very difficult to be with my body in any situation. So sex is, of course, it's very physical. So I don't know. Yeah, if you could have a romantic relationship without sex, you'd feel thrilled, fine, mixed, bummed out. I don't know. My point earlier, by the way, I'm just distracted right now, thinking about many things. Like, about, like, you know, sometimes I'm not sure if it's just because of my multiple different problems that just make sex less enjoyable, or is it because I have less interest in it? Can you really separate those things from each other? I don't know. Raulo! Okay. I'd say maybe mixed. Does the idea of dating make you feel? I'm not sure how I feel about dating, especially if sex will be involved. I'm not interested in dating if we have a strong emotional... I'm interested in dating if we have a strong emotional bond. For the physical and emotional aspects of the relationship. I don't know. This, like... I'd be interested in making a test that is from a page that separates, like, a romanticism and a sexuality. That would be, like, interesting. Because right now I feel like it's being mixed quite a lot. I guess I'm gonna go with this. Yeah. When someone asks you who your celebrity crush is, you give them a name of a random popular... I can quickly name someone. I guess this one, yeah. I would probably say Elliot Page. If someone asked you for your number because they were attracted to you, how would you react? I mean, what do they look like? What kind of vibes do they give? I don't know. Might even flirt back? It really depends on the person, dude. It really I'm gonna go with this, but because I'm just too tired. Why did you decide to take this quiz? For fun. You might be demisexual or gray sexual, gray A's. Okay, let me actually Google this. You see these labels, there's so many of them. Gray sexual. I think I have read about this some once, but I was thinking about the possibility of being in the... like closer to being asexual, but I know I'm not asexual. That is probably for sure. What does it mean? Refers to people, sometimes spelled gray sexual. Oh, with A. Oh. Refers to people who experience limited sexual attraction. In other words, they experience sexual attraction very rarely or with very low intensity. Gray A or gray A's. Yeah. Libido is about having a need to have sex. Yeah. I think this might actually be pretty, like... I think I've once been like, okay, gray sexual, I could consider that. I don't know, I'm not in the need of like labeling myself. I do recognize my low need of intimacy. It's also interesting, I have difficulty sleeping next to anyone. Like, I remember, I think it started, like, my friend was staying over, and we were sleeping next to each other, and they were snoring. And I got like anxiety attack. And since then, from time to time, if I slept very close to someone, I don't know why. I like my personal space, apparently. Okay, what is pink news? Okay, is there such a thing as a gay test? Should we do this? Let's start. What did you see what did you see first in this picture? Ancient building columns. A naked woman. I was looking at this like, is this like some kind of biology lesson like picture? But yeah, I guess I would say like a glass then. Yeah. What is more dominant in the picture? A tiger's. What? A woman? A tiger's face, obviously. What did you see first? Oh, a naked woman. How many people do you see? What is this quiz? What is this quiz? This is fucking hilarious. Oh, this is so fucking hilarious. What the fuck? How many people do you see? 0. I can only see a frog. What is... Oh, now I know. Okay. What did you see first? Woman in a pool. Ah, a woman's potty, of course. What did you see first? Is that like a disease or something? Many naked people. A naked woman. Yeah, that was the first thing I saw. I guess this is made for men, so I don't know how I'm like supposed to really read this as non-binary, so whatever. Okay, I see both. I don't know what I saw first. I guess many people. Imagine doing these kind of tests. Like, as you know, you're a confused person and then go doing these kind of tests. Oh, I've been there. It's so, this is so hilarious. A snake. Yeah, a woman with huge cleavage. Straight as an arrow. Okay, so what does this mean? That I have less interest in men than women? Okay, cool. Good to know. I guess that actually applies. When you look at the list of crushes I've had, like 70%, 60% are women, then comes like 20-30% of non-binary people, and then maybe 5% of men. I don't know. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, we have now done the basic am I gay, am I bisexual, am I asexual tests. Am I trans? Let's next do this. Am I trans quiz? Now, trans is an umbrella term and can be also seen as like a very like a strictly binary. So I'm gonna also look for am I non-binary, just in case these are binary tests, because if they are, then there's no point of me taking them. Or maybe actually there is, because I did take those maybe when I was like, I did wonder if I am like transgender in the binary at one point when I was young. Okay, let's see. Okay, Cupid. What is this? Oh my gosh, am I trans? Do you ever feel like you were born the wrong gender? That despite your body, you are really the opposite gender to what you appear? You might be one of the estimated 1.3 million people in the world who experiences... Only 1.3 million? Are you sure about that number? I think it's more. Okay, let's start with the first question. Oh god, gay test. Let's start with the first question. What kind of activities and toys did you enjoy as a child? Oh shit, oh no. Oh no. No. Not these. I enjoyed books and video games. Do you tend to have more close friends of the opposite gender than your own? I'm very good at meeting new people, but bad at keeping them as friends. I tended to feel more comfortable around the opposite sex and made them friends more easily. No one who is neither my sex nor the other sex has ever been a close buddy of my own. Holy shit, why am I doing these tests? Because of nostalgia trip and discussing queer stuff. Okay. You see, I have so many different friends, so I don't know. I'm gonna go with this because a lot of people I lose, like I'm not in touch with. Who do you prefer? Who is this made for? What is this? This was supposed to be about gender identity, and now now it's asking who I'd like to date. Sexuality and gender have like not really much anything else but categorization, like in common. What sex do you identify as? Neither. Do you ever feel like you were born in the wrong body? I'm gonna say, I guess. Do you ever wish your gender was different than what it is now? Yes, yes. Have you ever felt uncomfortable with your body or wished that it were different? All the time. Have you ever wished you could be different gender? And what even? I mean, sex or gender. Like, does this quiz say is like gender and sex separated here, or what does this mean? Like, currently, I'm non-binary. I've always been me. So, no. I'm just gonna go with grey. Have you ever felt like your gender was holding back from being who you are? I mean, yeah, sure. Like, if we're talking about, like, assigned as female at birth, of course. Does your gender identity change from day to day or even hour to hour? Not really. How do people react when they see you in public with your partner? Their stress level through the roof? I don't know. I'm just gonna go with... I don't understand that. Okay, do you even get nervous when you're in a room full of people who don't share your gender identity? Yes. Yes, I actually do, because I'm always constantly, like, worried about, like, having to LARP something I'm not. Do you feel like it's important to come out to everyone right away, or do you wait? Wow, it's bad. This is not a good quiz. This is a shit quiz. Do you feel like it's important? I feel not exactly. So how is this the proper answer to this? Is it safe? If it's safe for someone to come out, I personally think they should. Yeah, sure. I wouldn't say I come out to people so much. That's true. Okay, do you feel more comfortable when someone uses masculine pronouns when referring to... Is this made for assigned as female at birth people? I'm not sure. There's like no information about the quiz either. I'm more fine with masculine pronouns. What would a world look like without gender? That's a bad word. No, let's go back. Can I go back? Because that's a bullshit answer. Oh no. Because you cannot just erase gender. That's not how it works. Well, shit. That went wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. What is your first memory of learning about gender? I looked in a mirror. I remember wearing my mom's shoes, her heels and her lingerie. I wanted to stay in and play with the other boys. Yeah, I think this is made for like trans men. Like if you think you're trans man, then you take this quiz. How do you feel that the LGBT community are represented in film and TV? How is this relevant? Shouldn't you ask like relevant questions? Yeah, this is totally true. Okay, I believe that LGBT people deserve the same rights as... Why would I not agree with that? Why would I not agree? You have a strong desire to be physically transformed into the opposite sex. I'm gonna go with grey here. If a person is born with both male and female reproductive organs, that person can be considered transgender. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's my place to even talk about that. I don't know any intersex people. Yeah. How attractive are you for people of your... How would I know? How would I know? I don't know. Who do you want to date more than anyone else? Someone of any person, either someone of the same sex or someone who belongs to the opposite sex, or both. If these are like the answers, then nobody. Security and trust are two of the most important characteristics of a relationship to establish before sex. A little bit. But how are these related to someone's like gender? I have no idea. Have you ever considered hormone therapy or surgery to change your sex? Yes. And you feel more comfortable wearing clothes traditionally worn by the opposite sex? Yes. Not transsexual. Oh gosh, when was this made? That's an outdated word. Is there like a year here? Is there a year in which like this was made? Yeah, this was a shit test. Not taking that ever again. Belong to LGBTQ plus youth Ireland. It's interesting, like when you Google like am I gay? You find like all these kind of like BuzzFeed kind of like quizzes and stuff. But when you go for trans, there's much more like these kind of informed pages, I think. I can answer from this quiz is that I'm ugly for real, for real. For realsies. For real. I don't know. But yeah, you can, I don't know. You see, like, okay, let me do this. Now we get most accurate test, Friday trivia. Yay. Okay. Okay, Cupid. Uh-huh. Okay, that's like an article. How do I know if I'm non-binary? By the way, oh, damn. This person looks amazing. What does it mean to be non-binary? I'll just come and like this stream. Really busy right now. Have fun streaming. See you later. Yeah. Thank you, and bye. Okay. Trans is an umbrella, yes. No, you don't have to look androgynous. That's an interesting thing, like... It's understandable why people would expect non-binary people to want to look androgynous. For me, that is partly the case, that I do like see myself more comfortable as that, but that's not like something that a non-binary person is. 19 people described the moment they knew they were non-binary. That's actually interesting. Let's read. I grew up in a predominantly Catholic community with rigid expectations on how the household should function. It wasn't until I was in my own space living in San Francisco where I realized I felt constricted within those expectations. My transition to being non-binary stemmed from how I internalized self-expression. I only had to be comfortable to myself and no one else. Hell yeah! Way to go! Exactly! Hell yeah! I only had to be comfortable to myself and no one else. Yes! I had transitioned from referring to myself as she to they, making my preferred pronouns public and email. Or if I was just following some trend, I had this idea in my head of what non-binary looked like. Yeah, I think like when it comes to categorizations and labels, I feel like one of the like worst parts of labels is the that you have ideas of what that should be like, right? And that's why, especially all the gender like labels, I remember going through them, and there's so many. Demi-boy, pan-gender, genderqueer, third gender, demigirl, epicene, gender fluid, femme, butch, transvestite, aliagender, agender, bigender, demi-agender, androgen. No choice, I don't even know what this means. Agender, intergender. You know, just so many different, like, mama's boy, typical boy, sissy. You know, and there's always, like, I remember reading, like, descriptions and trying to look for, like, what does it mean to be, for example, a demi-boy. And then I just felt like uncomfortable, like I didn't belong to anything. And that's when I realized that this is getting too ridiculous. Like, you need to zoom out, you know? You cannot go to the microscopic level because that's just individual experiences. You have to go to macro level to see just the whole bigger pictures, like the whole, like, the context in which these people exist, and then try to place yourself in the larger picture instead of the very minimal, like, nitty-bitty details. Like, look for the umbrella terms. I always found it difficult to remember people's pronouns, so I always end up referring to them by name. That is actually pretty convenient in at least in Japan, for example. You just say a person's name often. In the heat of the convo, he, she just flies out. Lol. Yeah, I don't know. As like speak like English as my second language. It's just like sometimes I just even if I'm talking to a binary person, like if I was talking to a cis male, I might still sometimes mistakenly use she her pronouns of him, because for me it's also about like just phonetically how it feels to pronounce a word from after which a pronoun comes. And sometimes it's much easier to use another pronoun than another one because it feels like the sounds flow out of my mouth easy. I don't know if you understand what I talk about, but yeah. In Finland, in Finnish language, in Chinese, in many languages, you only have like one pronoun for everything. And in Finnish, it's nice because you can also use it, and we actually use it pronoun of everyone, like even presidents. Like there's no, you can use it pronoun of anyone. Of course, written formal language has like you have to say the pronoun that is like he, she, they, all combined. But yeah, basically we use it. We use it of even our grandparents and presidents and important figures and stuff. Because, I don't know, that's just the spoken language. Yeah, so much more convenient. Just use it of everyone. And it's actually funny because sometimes I feel like majority of Finnish people use like she, he, they, singular pronoun of animals, like their dogs, instead of like humans. And I think that's very refreshing. Like you could have a conversation where you're like, yeah, it's on its way heading here, talking about like, for example, Emily. Yeah, Emily, it sent me a message like it's coming here. Yeah. And then after that you could say like, oh yeah, look at Charlie, he's a lovely boy. When you're still referring to your human friend Emily as it. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing. Anyway, let's see. I felt like I didn't fit that description. I also thought maybe I just felt already masculinized. Masculinized as a black person, black woman, and I never truly had the capacity of being cis. I was afraid of not being welcomed in the black community anymore. I was on this journey of trying to unlearn my own anti-black ideas, and I was hitting a wall because in order to be connected to my blackness, I had to connect with my queerness. Once I was able to unpack all the ways I felt masculinized as a black girl, I was able to see how much I was trying to prove my womanhood. That allowed me to see that I am actually not a woman at all. 22 days she. Yeah, I think this is an important point of view. I think many people struggle with it. And it's not even about gender, also like just like sexuality is like, can I be pansexual if my case is this? Oh, can I be gay if my case is this? Or can I be, I don't know, there are so many sexuality labels. It's ridiculous. 47 terms that describe sexual attraction. I think at that point you should realize that it's probably just so many like individual experiences. There's no point in trying to find more. I think we should just generalize few umbrella terms, and then people can just describe to people who are interested, like who they like, but that's just me. That is just me. Androphilia, lipstick lesbian, genophilia, straight alley, scoliosexual is such an interesting one. I remember when I first discovered it, I was like, what the fuck? I think scoliosexual is like person who is interested in androgynous and like non-binary people. And I remember when I bring it up, people are like, what, scoliosis? And I'm like, no, scoliosexual. Is attraction to people who are transgender or non-binary. In a way, you could say that, like, based on my dating history, I'm closer to scoliosexual than pansexual, but I think this is just like ridiculous term, in my humble opinion. If you identify as scoliosexual, you do you, boo, but it's just a name. Also, and also it's such a vague thing, because how do you know someone is non-binary? Because non-binary is there's no, the point is that there is no strict way of being that. Same way as how can you know if someone is like a woman or a man? Like, you know, you never know. So it's just, what do you mean by being interested in trans people? How do you know if someone is trans? Like, sure, okay, they are wearing a pin on their like jacket saying like non-binary, they them pronouns, and then you can be like, is that when you realize, like, you see the pin and suddenly you have interest in that person? Like, for me, it sounds like that sometimes. Now I'm just making fun of that. I do want to say that I do want to respect people however they want to label themselves. It just raises a lot of like questions in me, in how do you define that, or like how do you like make sense of it. Okay, I only became aware of the term non-binary 2 years ago. Once I realized the meaning, I was like, wait, that's literally me. I just didn't know there was a term to actually validate it. It was just Jodeci. Why do I have to subject to being a girl? Yes, this is exactly my feelings. I was like, I'm just Ryuki. Like, why would I be anything else but Ryuki? So once I was like, okay, I apparently I'm just Ryuki in my like by my gender. So maybe that means like I fall under the term non-binary, because that is outside of the binary, you know? Do I use she, her? Do I use they, them? Both. I can identify as she, they. I don't have to make a permanent decision. I can always change it. Yeah, exactly. The freedom of change. Like, you know, you don't have to get stuck in label, and that's so important to know. I think we should emphasize that enough and more, you know? Because I think it cannot be emphasized enough that you have the freedom of, like, you know, not just locking yourself somewhere. Identify with she, her, they pronouns, and as bisexual, I always knew I was attracted to women, but brushed it off as a fleeting thought. Part of me realizing that I am bi was me realizing that I don't see myself fully aligning with being her. Through this, I often still feel like an imposter, or that I'm still an ally and I'm not part of this community somehow. Yeah, I feel like many people have this experience. My gender and how I present fluctuates day to day. I love feeling masculine and feminine, and I don't really think we can define what a man or woman are exactly. One thing that baffles me is when non-binary people identify as bisexual. I feel like there's a conflict of terms there, but you know, it's just me. Okay, shall we now take a test? Yeah, I don't know. Have I ever made non-binary tests? Probably not, because once I like kind of went with it, I kind of just went with it. When someone asks your gender, what do you usually respond with? I don't believe in genders. I do believe in genders. Neither. No one is like... Next. There are so many ads here, what the fuck. Okay, did you ever pretend online to be the opposite sex of your birth sex? What? No, I'm just me. What? I'm not pretending to be anyone online. I don't feel comfortable discussing my gender with random people. I don't know. I think... No. Like, I have, but I have not met anyone like through that. These are so specific and leading, like, answers, to be honest. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go with A then, because none of these answers are, like, great. Which word resonates with you the most? Power. Oh god. What bullshit quiz. Okay. Power, love, success, friendship, famous. Wow, none of this. None of this resonate with me. I'm gonna go with love, because that is such a, like, broad thing. I think we need more of it. Okay, if you could choose, where would you... How is this relevant to non-binary people? Imagine you're a poor little queer trying to figure yourself out, and you haven't really met anyone, and then you do a quiz like this and get confused, like, am I not allowed to be identifying as non-binary if I don't want to live in United Kingdom? That's so weird. That's bullshit. Well, I'm gonna move to Japan next September, so I guess then Japan. Do you get mad when there is a lack of gender-neutral bathrooms? Yes. Oh god, this is so bad quiz. Friday trivia, I guess that should expose the shittiness of this website. How would people describe you? Strong, helpful, chill, funny, crazy, polite. I'd say chill. I think people find me chill. Do you ever mind being called male or female? Yes, I do mind. Dysphoria strikes up. What is your biggest fear? Being alone, not being successful. How is failing at school anyway related to your gender identity? Like, what? I guess currently failing at school, I mean, I feel like I'm afraid of failing university, like fucking it up, because everyone, like, has helped me so much with it, and then if I fail it, it's gonna be sad. Did you ever identify as a particular gender for some time, or then found yourself in some other? No, I don't think so. This is such a weird... What type of... Jazz. Yeah, I'm jazzing. Do you feel comfortable when alone? How are these related to me being non-binary? Have you ever felt like you identify with multiple genders at the same time? Yeah. Few times, yes. I guess, because of the labels. I was going through labels. Tea or coffee? Tea all the way. I have no idea why this is relevant. What is your weakness? Also the fact that we are given binary answers, like binary questions, like coffee or tea, in a non-binary quiz. What is your weakness? Enthusiasm, self-esteem, patience, honesty, creativity. Weakness? How are these weaknesses? Maybe self-esteem. How is this related to me being non-binary? Please tell me. Do you feel comfortable discussing your gender in public? How is this anyway? Like, if someone is like... I don't know. Yes, I'm very straightforward and let everyone know. Eesh. I know they would understand. Why do people even care about genders? Gosh. Let's go with that. I don't really understand why people would wanna... Just be people. What are your hobbies? Watching Netflix, shopping, traveling, reading, sleeping. Reading. This is such crappy quiz. Let's get this done and dealt with. Do you have an active lifestyle? No. Or actually, yeah, but if it's sports, wise no. Who knows you the best? Your mom. Your best friend. Nobody really knows me. Let's go with that. Nobody knows me. That's bullshit. What is your favorite way to starting the day? Oversleeping. I do appreciate the choice of answering with oversleeping. What do you think the result of this will be? None of these, dude. None of these. Genderqueer. I am genderqueer. They actually wrote this wrong. Oh my god, never again. Emo quiz. Okay. Okay, let's do this. These look more promising. Not that one, we just did that. It was a shit one. Okay. This one, okay, this one has like this symbol on it, so maybe that's like better. We have even pictures here. This was updated on 2021 and holy moly, 780,000 people have taken this quiz. Okay, let's do that. When have these thoughts come up for the first time? It's just how I usually feel. Do you ever... Yeah, that's very true. Do you ever experience discomfort being referred to your assigned sex? Yes. That's one of the reasons why going to work is so difficult. Do you ever experience discomfort with your body? I do, yes. That is very much true. Have you ever thought about using different pronouns to refer to yourself other than the ones that go along with your birth sex? Yes, I like they, them. They, them. Guys, it's been wrong. It's been all wrong this time. It's wrong. It's not they, them. Guys, it's not they, them. It's they, them. Okay? Please. Refrain from saying they, them. That's incorrect. It's they, them. Yeah. No, yeah, they, them. Have you ever told someone online that you were the opposite sex of your birth sex, or that you were non-binary? Yes. Try it out. Yeah, of course, I tell people that I'm non-binary. How much have you looked into gender sexuality online? A lot. I want to discover a word for what I am. Yeah, sure. Actually, yeah, that was me when I was 14. Do you already identify as gay, bi, pan, ace? Yes. But I don't have a specific label, that's very much true. Do you feel uncomfortable when wearing articles of clothing designated for your assigned sex? For example, dresses or AFAB for AFAB folks, or suits for AMAB folks. Yes, wearing them makes me feel out of place. Why did you take this quiz? Because I think I'm non-binary but want to learn more about other non-binary people's experiences. I think I might be trans, but I want to make sure I'm not non-binary. Because I'm confused about my gender, because I'm a little confused as to what I really end up with. Maybe let's go with this. After taking this quiz, what do you think you are? Non-binary. Are they actually gonna make the result as the last one you choose? Am I non-binary? For 40% you are. You might be gender fluid. Why is it 40%? What? Why only 40%? Wow, okay. Man. I wonder if we could find like one of those where the answer is actually on like this like spectrum and you will be placed there. So let's see. Queer quiz spectrum. Let's see. Queer spectrum quiz. I think it's this. Could it be? I kind of get the feeling I've seen these kind of things. I don't know. Playing grid. Yeah, grid kind of systems. Yeah. By.org. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. This is also interesting. Sexual attraction. To whom are you sexually attracted? Past, present, and future. How would I know? In the past? Same sex mostly, maybe? Present? Same sex what? Somewhat more? Future? Why would I know who I like in the future? Why is this asking about future? I don't understand. Sexual behavior. With whom do you have sexual, do you have same sex most maybe? Yeah. I guess. What more? Why would I answer regarding future? Whether they occur while daydreaming? About whom? I guess I'm gonna put this like this. I don't know about future. I'm not predicting future. I'm not some kind of oracle. Emotional preference. Okay, who do you prefer to establish strong emotional bonds? Let's put this open one. Okay, let's see. Past. Same sex mostly. This is so uncomfortably binary. Social preference. Where are you on the scale? I don't know. Social. Example, your closest emotional relationship may all be women, but you spend most of your social life with men. I guess both equally. Yeah. Lifestyle. Some straight people prefer to spend the majority of their free time in LGBTQ circles. Why? I've never heard of this before. On the other hand, LGBTQ people may prefer to live exclusively around other queer people. Where do you feel most... You're asking me if I want to be with straight or queer people, but you give me binary answers here. Let's go with both equal. I don't get it. Identify. Identity. Do you conceptualize? How do you conceptualize your identity? And the answers we have are past, present. This is shit. Let's go with this. Let's see. Complete. What happens now? Can I not get like... No. Man, no. Okay, whatever. That was a bad questionnaire. Okay, let's see. Is this better? Is this better? And it's been so long. It's been so long since I last looked at these pages. These kind of quizzes. Question 1 out of 15. I identify as other. Next. In the past 2 weeks I have fantasized about non-sexual petting and or bodily closeness with a woman. I haven't been fantasizing about anyone during the past 2 weeks, so I don't know. I'm just gonna go with middle. Entertained the fantasy of being in a long-term romantic relationship with a man. No. Next. Found myself wanting to have real-life sexual intercourse with a woman during the past 2 weeks. I said, in the past 2 weeks, I have not really cared. Fantasized about sexual intercourse with a man. I have been reading BL. In the past 2 weeks, I have entertained the fantasy of being in a long-term romantic relationship with a woman. I did read a little bit of Yuri. Did I have thoughts about this? No, currently I'm just not interested in long-term anything, so... I don't know. In the past 2 weeks, I have wanted to touch a man intimately and or be naked in the company of a man. I have no comment on that. I found a woman attractive during the past 2 weeks. Oh, hell yeah. I haven't seen people. I've been 2 weeks alone, so I don't know. Fantasized about sexual intercourse with a woman. Sure, I have read Yuri lately. In the past 2 weeks, I have fantasized about non-sexual petting and or bodily closeness with a man. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I found a man attractive. I haven't seen any men lately, so no. Wanted to touch a woman intimately or be naked in the company of a woman. I don't know. I found myself wanting to have real life sexual intercourse with a man in the past 2 weeks. I don't know. I did read that BL, so maybe. Found myself sexually aroused by a man. I have not met a man during the last 2 weeks. Nor a woman. I've been alone. Sexual orientation is a sexual genophile? Wait. I like person interested in people who have... Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I think this is pretty accurate. I guess this is... Oh, this is the first quiz that has references. Hell yeah. Like, quiz before, but I think I have seen screenshots of results of this particular quiz. But yeah, I'd say this is pretty legit. Yeah, I'm somewhere in there. Yeah, that is... I think this is pretty much... Yeah. Is there... Gender spectrum quiz. This could be a good last one, I think. 90% accurate. Psycho tests. 7 identities test. Okay. Communally developed tests to help people determine the characteristics in the new matrix of gender identities. Thus, the traditional male-female binary has held up for decades, whereas many are now beginning to question the norms and stands that underpin the notions of classical gender conceptions. Yes, we have a quirky music on the background, which is like perfect for this occasion. Okay. I think this is a better place for quizzes. So far better quizzes than the previously taken ones. But yeah, now beginning the question zones, yes, so I have not felt the need to give a lot of thought to my gender identity. Yes, I agree. The gender identity that it feels normal for me to express changes vividly from one month to the next. What? The gender identity that it feels normal for me to express changes vividly from one month to the next. No, I'm me, just statically. Many people have been confused or surprised by the sight of my unclothed body. People don't see my unclothed body. I keep multiple layers of clothing on. I mean, yeah, there have been occasions like that, sure. At the next end of the day, I just know deep down that I am more male than a female, or more female than a male. Oh. Having a definitive gender identity doesn't make sense to me. I disagree a little bit. It often seems to me as if people are oddly insistent on gendering everything, whereas I don't see the world as gendered the way they do. I agree somewhat. Like, I do acknowledge, like, for example, that even though in my eyes something might be very neutral, or I cannot understand sometimes where gender roles come from. A lot of them, I'm pretty oblivious to many gender roles, actually. I've never grown up in an environment. I've never lived in an environment where they would be, like, enforced that much on me. So I've grown up pretty oblivious to gender roles. For example, like the mother kitchen thing, like, you know, that women go to kitchen. I didn't understand or didn't know about that kind of stereotype or norm until high school because I didn't see a connection there with women and kitchens. So when people were like throwing memes about it, I was like, what is this about? And I went to Google it at some point because I was so confused about it. So yeah, I've been like, for me, it's been pretty free. Okay, let's go next. I could express my gender identity in a way that challenges or expands people's conceptions of gender. Yeah, agree. I think it maybe not as much because I do fall very to some sort of stereotypical non-binary category that people have in mind. I often feel it's hard to identify with any internal identity. No, not so much. There are multiple ways in which I express my gender identity rather than just the traditional male or female. Sure. I don't really understand the question. Even as a child, I felt my gender identity did not match the sex I was assigned at birth. Yeah, sure. A little bit. When I was a child, I was androgynous like all children are. You know, we are just children. We are just planks everywhere. So you don't really... I don't think... I never really thought about my body until puberty. I use my style, behavior, and mannerisms to live as the opposite gender of the one I was assigned at birth, and doing so feels right to me. I agree a little bit. I feel myself more on the masculine side of masculine kind of setup. I rarely express my gender identity in ways that highlight the gender stereotypes in our society. Yeah. Medical professionals have tried to talk me into removing certain ambiguous traits I have because they wanted me to appear more like a traditional man or woman. No. Never. I've never had those kind of conversations with anyone. Any medical professionals. I've been lucky like that. The sex I was assigned at birth truly matches and reflects how I perceive my gender identity. Disagree. Explore my gender identity in ways that more traditionally minded people haven't even considered. I don't know. I don't have too many traditionally minded people in my life. All of my friends are queer. Maybe. My internal sense of gender changes as my mood changes. No. I have experienced discrimination or violence because of my gender identity. Have I? I've just spent my life in my apartment. I cannot say, because, like, you know, I'm closeted, I'm just home. All the people I spend time with are queer, so no. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting when I go to Japan and I have to be more active socially. It's gonna be very interesting to see there if my experience changes at all. I have had to correct or explain my gender identity or expression to others. Yes. My gender identity doesn't fit the traditional categories of man, woman, male or female. Agree. Medical professionals have at some point told me or my caregivers that I should consider genital surgery so that I would live a normal life. No, never. I have reproductive or sexual anatomy that does not fit the typical definitions of male or female. Nope, I'm not intersex. I have taken steps to bring my physical body more in line with my gender identity. Yes. Deep down, I often wished to myself that my body was not gendered. Yes. I use my gender expression to go beyond the limits of what traditional society considers acceptable. Maybe? Why would I use it? I don't know. I have rarely, if ever, felt that people were incorrectly assuming my pronouns. I have felt like they have been incorrectly assuming my pronouns very often. Throughout my life, I have always known that there was one gender identity that was more right to me than the others. Yeah, a little bit. I often feel like I have no gender at all. No. The body I was born with matched the notions of what one would expect of a traditional man or woman. Yeah. My gender identity matches the sex I was assigned at birth. Nope. I challenge the traditional notions of what it means to be masculine or feminine almost every day. Sure, in my whole existence. Maybe I question it if my whole existence is like non-traditional. I don't really believe that one's gender identity can change through the course of life. I have no opinion on that. I truly cherish the fact that I am able to present myself as a traditional man or woman. No. My gender identity differs from the sex I was assigned at birth. Yes. I express my gender in ways outside of the norm of any traditional gender identity. Yeah. My gender identity changes over time. No. Let's see. Transgender 86. No. That's interesting. Transgender more than non-binary. Gender fluid 20% and 30%. Cisgender. Genderqueer 70%. Intersex 20. No, that should be 0. Agender 63%. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. As opposed to people who identify merely as non-binary, gender fluid, agender, or similar, many who identify as genderqueer actively associate the term with challenging or subverting conventional gender distinctions. I thought that genderqueer is just another umbrella term, but I guess not. I guess there's difference in nuance. Well, for me, non-binary is kind of like a self-explanatory term, so that's why I've been using it. Well, this was interesting. This was an interesting test. I hope for this kind of like grid, like and the sexuality test, because those are fun, but with this many options, I guess it's understandable that it's not that easily made. Yeah, I'm not interested. Holy shit. Well, now I've been doing 2 hours of like different tests and talked about my identity. Of who I am. Yeah, I don't know. I have somewhat conflicted feelings about, like, you know, when people talk about identity. Isn't it about who you are? I don't know. I remember there was once an article discussing about it, but I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling about it, but sometimes I wonder, like, it's not about me identifying as something, it's just I am who I am, and then I find some labels to kind of help me describe myself to other people. And that's just my own experience of it, obviously. It's so individual for everyone. Yeah. Whew, that was rough. I am tired now. Yeah, it's been so long since this was relevant to me that it's like kind of baffling to go back to those tests, because it feels like I'm so far away from that, and that's so fortunate for me. The phase of being confused really didn't last for long for me, and yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy that it's been such a journey for me, that, like, you know, pretty straightforward. Yeah. Even though this is like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about how today is like the Pride Parade in Finland, and like the Pride Week, like kind of discloses tomorrow in Finland. It's very interesting, like What is interesting? I don't know. Yeah, what I try to do, like, because it's like, well, I want people to know to use the right, you know, pronouns of me, and also I think it's good to kind of be open about queerness, so like, you know, because that's like telling other people that this is a safe place, you know. I remember I saw like a meme or some video or something like that where someone said that they are wearing rainbow colored things outside so they can indicate for those who are also queer that they are safe, that there are others like them. And I think that's like very important, and that's been my experience too. Like immediately when I recognize someone in the public, like, oh, this person is wearing rainbow colored things, I feel like assurance, and I think that maybe applies to many other people. And sometimes it's a bit frustrating if people are vague about it. There are understandable reasons, but it's lovely when they are like openly out. People who are openly out, and yeah, I have nothing to like kind of hide in that. And I am intending to keep it like an open discussion, an active discussion in all my content, despite it being Pride Week or not. You know, it's like, you know, it's not gonna dim down. Like I am not gonna dim down for the rest of the year. So why would the conversations I have dim down? Like, you know, I'm not gonna go away from the public picture, like, you know, even though someone might take the pride flag down, I'm me and my friends are still there, and everyone else. Yeah, this was very fun. It was nostalgic, kind of takes me back to my like reminding me of the mindset and kind of thought processes I had back then. A very fascinating experience in that sense, but also it's fun seeing like, you know, because I'm pretty sure of who I am. Doing these quizzes, the answers are pretty straightforwardly what I expected them to be, because they are what I am. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is also for if someone is interested in like, if someone is interested in my content and interested in me as a streamer, then I guess this is a stream they can watch and maybe learn more about me, because in the end these things are very major parts of human experience, right? Yeah. I'm celebrating Pride by playing Hogwarts Legacy. My aunt's husband owns the game, and their children play it. So I don't have to pay for it, so I don't have to support anything. I don't have to also pirate it. I can just, you know, be a leech. And so I started today. It's been interesting, and I'm very happy that they actually made the choice to just have they them pronouns regardless of what the player decides to, how the player decides to create their character. And I was thinking about it, like, why wouldn't other games like take this with them too? Like, it's like, instead of having to record multiple lines when there is a game where like a character customization is possible, instead of having to revoice like act and set the voice lines to align with the gender of the player character, they would just have they them. It's like less effort, just one lines, and they apply to everyone, and they're not exclusive. Like, I think that would be just like, just do that in every game where there is like a character that is like, you know, customizable. I don't understand why it's so hard, but yeah, that was a positive surprise, and I think it's smart. It's like easy, isn't it? Just an easy thing to do, right? And it just makes the workload a little bit less, with less things to like voice act and record and program into the game, right? Yeah, I was thinking once if I end up like playing the game through, I might do a stream where I talk about it. I cannot stream it because it's on PS5, unfortunately, so I'm not streaming it, but I might make a stream where I just discuss about the Hogwarts Legacy game. It's fun. Okay, well that's it for today. I don't know, I just wanted to do this kind of like a thing, where I revisit these topics after like such a long time, you know. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to take a few steps back to kind of see, you know, how far you have come. So yeah. I hope this was interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is an interesting stream idea or what kind of like viewer experience this stream was. Kind of experimenting here. But I hope some kind of thoughts were coming to your mind. Yeah. So I'm gonna end the stream probably here. And yeah, tomorrow I'll be having some sort of celebration stream. Celebrating 40 and 50 subs. And yeah, that will be fun. We will be doing a tier list of the games I have been playing so far. We'll discuss what has happened so far and what my plans are for the next half a year. And yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, also like 40, 50 subs and then half a year celebration. So that's gonna be an interesting stream, just talking on chatting and doing tier lists and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. GG, peace, Ryuki, it was certainly different. Yeah, this was certainly different. Yeah. Yesterday and today I have had a bit different streams, haven't I? The AI stream, I do recommend checking it out. It's so fucking hilarious. I can't wait the next time I talk to AI on stream. It's gonna be even more fun, getting more deep into the conversations. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and if you watched the VOD, thank you, and I'll keep you guys hopefully somehow like updated on Twitter if there is something to update about. Hope to see you tomorrow. There will be the celebration stream. Chill times. I'm gonna go now. I need to pee.